الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والشمس وضحاها والقمر إذا تلاها والنهار إذا جلاها والليل إذا يغشاها والسماء وما بناها والأرض وما طحاها ونفس وما سواها فألهمها فجورها وتقواها قد أفلح من زكاها وقد خاب من دساها كذبت ثمود بدعواها إذ بعث أشقاها فقال لهم رسول الله ناقة الله وسقياها فكذبوه فعقروها فدمدم عليهم ربهم بذنبهم فسواها ولا يخاف عقباها. صدق الله العلي العظيم.
اللهم صل على محمد. ما شاء الله.
إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. حديث القصة. أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. عن جابر بن عبد الله الأنصاري عن فاطمة الزهراء عليه السلام بنت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله قال سمعت فاطمة أنها قالت دخل علي أبي رسول الله في بعض الأيام فقال السلام عليك يا فاطمة فقلت عليك السلام قال إني أجد في بدني ضعف فقلت له أؤيدك بالله يا أبتاه من الضعف فقال يا فاطمة ائتيني بالقصاء اليماني فغديني به فأتيته بالقصاء اليماني فغطيته به وسرت أنظر إليه وإذا وجهه يتلألأ كأنه البدر في ليلة تمامه وكماله. اللهم صل على فما كانت إلا ساعة وإذا بولدي الحسن قد أقبل وقال السلام عليك يا أماه فقلت وعليك السلام يا قرة عيني وثمرة فؤادي فقال يا أماه إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة جدي رسول الله فقلت نعم إن جدك تحت الكساء فأقبل الحسن نحو الكساء وقال السلام عليك يا جداه يا رسول الله أتأذن لي أن أدخل معك تحت الكساء فقال وعليك السلام يا ولدي ويا صاحب حوضي قد أذنت لك فدخل معه تحت الكساء فما كانت إلا ساعة وإذا بولدي الحسين قد أقبل وقال السلام عليك يا أماه فقلت وعليك السلام يا ولدي ويا قرة عيني وثمرة فؤادي فقال لي يا أماه إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة جدي رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله فقلت نعم إن جدك وأخاك تحت الكساء فدنا الحسين نحو الكساء وقال السلام عليك يا جداه السلام عليك يا من اختاره الله أتأذن لي أن أكون معكما تحت الكساء فقال وعليك السلام يا ولدي ويا شافع أمتي قد أذنت لك فدخل معهما تحت الكساء فأقبل عند ذلك أبو الحسن علي بن أبي طالب وقال السلام عليك يا بنت رسول الله فقلت وعليك السلام يا أبا الحسن ويا أمير المؤمنين فقال يا فاطمة إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة أخي وابن عم رسول الله فقلت نعم ها هو ما ولديك تحت الكساء فأقبل علي نحو الكساء وقال السلام عليك يا رسول الله أتأذن لي أن أكون معكم تحت الكساء؟ قال له وعليك السلام يا أخي ويا وسيي وخليفتي وصاحب لباي قد أذنت لك. فدخل علي تحت الكساء ثم أتيت نحو الكساء وقلت السلام عليك يا أبتاه يا رسول الله أتأذن لي أن أكون معكم تحت الكساء؟ قال وعليك السلام يا بنتي ويا بدأتي قد أذنت لك. فدخلت تحت الكساء فلما اكتملنا جميعا تحت الكساء أخذ برسول الله بطرف الكساء وأومى بيده اليمنى إلى السماء وقال اللهم إن هؤلاء أهل بيتي وخاصتي وحامتي لحمهم لحمي ودمهم دمي يؤلمني ما يؤلمهم ويحزنني ما يحزنهم. أنا حرب لمن حاربهم وسلم لمن سالمهم وعدو لمن آداهم ومحب لمن أحبهم. إنهم مني وأنا منهم فاجعل صلواتك وبركاتك ورحمتك وغفرانك ورضوانك علي وعليهم وأذهب عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. وقال الله عز وجل يا ملائكتي ويا سكان السماوات إني ما خلقت السماء مبنية ولا أرضا مدهية ولا قمرا منيرا ولا شمسا مضية ولا فلك يدور ولا بحر يجري ولا فلك يسري إلا في محبة هؤلاء خمسة الذين هم تحت الكساء. فقال الأمين جبريل يا ربي ومن تحت الكساء؟ فقال عز وجل هم أهل بيت النبوة ومعدن الرسالة هم فاطمة وأبوها وبالها وبنوها. اللهم صل على محمد. فقال جبريل يا ربي أتأذن لي أن أهبط إلى الأرض ليكون معهم سادسا؟ فقال الله نعم قد أذنت لك. فهبط الأمين جبريل فقال السلام عليك يا رسول الله. العلي الأعلى يقرئك السلام ويخصك بالتحية والإكرام ويقول لك وعزتي وجلالي إني ما خلقت السماء مبنية ولا أرضا مدهية ولا قمرا منيرا ولا شمسا مضية ولا فلك يدور ولا بحر يجري ولا فلك يسري إلا لأجلكم ومحبتكم. فقد أذن لي أن أدخل معكم فهل تأذن لي يا رسول الله؟ فقال رسول الله وعليك السلام يا أمين وحي الله إنه نعم قد أذنت لك. فدخل جبرائيل معنا تحت الكساء فقال لأبي إن الله قد أوحى إليكم يقول إنما يريد الله ليذهب عنكم الرجس أهل البيت ويطهركم تطهيرا. فقال علي لأبي يا رسول الله أخبرني ما لجلوسنا هذا تحت الكساء من الفضل عند الله. فقال النبي والذي بعثني بالحق نبيا واصطفاني برسالة نجيا ما ذكر خبرنا هذا في محفل من محافل أهل الأرض وفيه جمع من شيعتنا ومحبينا إلا ونزلت عليهم الرحمة فحفت بهم الملائكة فاستغفرت لهم إلى أن يتفرقوا. فقال علي إذن والله فزنا وفاز شيعتنا ورب الكعبة. فقال النبي الثانيا يا لي والذي بعثني بالحق نبيا واصطفاني بالرسالة نجيا ما ذكر خبرنا هذا في محفل من محافل أهل الأرض وفيه جمع من شيعتنا ومحبينا ففيهم مهموم إلا وفرج الله همه ولا مغموم إلا وكشف الله غمه ولا طالب حاجة إلا وقضى الله حاجته. فقال علي إذن والله فزنا وسعدنا وكذلك شيعتنا فازوا وسعدوا في الدنيا والآخرة ورب الكعبة. دعائكم أعوذ بالله بسم الله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم إني أسألك برحمتك التي وسعت كل شيء وبقوتك التي قهرت بها كل شيء وخضع لها كل شيء وذل لها كل شيء وبجبروتك التي غلبت بها كل شيء وبعزتك التي لا يقوم لها شيء وبعظمتك التي ملأت كل شيء وبسلطانك الذي ألا كل شيء وبوجهك الباقي بعد فناء كل شيء وبأسمائك التي ملأت أركان كل شيء وبعلمك الذي أحاط بكل شيء وبنور وجهك الذي أضاء له كل شيء يا نور يا قدوس يا أول الأولين ويا آخر الآخرين اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تهتك الإسم اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تنزل النكم اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تغير النعم اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تحبس الدعاء اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تقطع الرجاء اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تنزل البلاء اللهم اغفر لي كل ذنب أذنبته وكل خطيئة أخطأتها اللهم إني أتقرب إليك بذكرك واستشفع بك إلى نفسك وأسألك بجودك أن تدنيني من قربك وأن تلزمني شكرك وأن تلهمني ذكرك اللهم إني أسألك السؤال خاضع متذلل خاشع متضرع أن تسامحني وترحمني وتجعلني بقسمك راضيا قانيا وفي جميع الأحوال متواضعا اللهم وأسألك السؤال من اشتدت فاقته وأنزل بك عند الشدائد حاجته وعظم فيما عندك رغبته اللهم عظم سلطانك وعلى مكانك وخفي مكرك وظهر أمرك وغلب قهرك وجرت قدرتك ولا يمكن الفرار من حكومتك اللهم لا أجد لذنوبي غافرا ولا لكبائه ساترا ولا لشيء من عملي القبيح بالحسن مبدلا غيرك لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك وبحمدك ظلمت نفسي وتجرأت بجهلي وسكنت إلى قديم ذكرك لي ومنك علي اللهم مولاي كم من قبيح سترته وكم من فاده من البلاء قلته وكم من إطار وقيته وكم من مكروه دفعته وكم من ثناء جميل لست أهلا له نشرته اللهم عظم بلاي وأفرط بي سوء حالي وقصرت بي أعمالي وقادت بي أغلالي وحبسني النفي بعد أعمالي وخدعتني الدنيا بغرورها ونفسي بخيانتها ومثالي يا سيدي فأسألك بعزتك أن لا يحجب عنك دعاء سوء عملي وفعالي ولا تفضحني بخفي ما اطلعت عليه من سري ولا تعاجلني بالعقوبة على ما عملته في خلواتي من سوء فعلي وإساءتي ودوام تفريطي وجهالتي وكثرة الشهوات وغفلتي وكن اللهم بعزتك لي في كل أحوال رؤوفا وعلي في جميع الأمور عطوفا إلهي ومولاي وربي من لي غيرك أسأله كشف الضر والنظر في أمري إلهي ومولاي أجريت علي حكما اتبعت فيه هوى نفسي ولم أهترس فيه من تزيين عدوي فغرني بما أهوى وأسأله على ذلك القضاء فتجاوزت بما جرى علي من ذلك بعض حدودك وخالفت بعض أوامرك فلك الحمد علي في جميع ذلك ولا حجة لي فيما جرى علي فيه قضاؤك وألزمني حكمك وبلاؤك وقد أعطيتك يا إلهي بعد تقصيري وإسرافي على نفسي معتذرا نادما منكسرا مستقيلا مستغفرا منيبا مقرا مذئنا معترفا لا أجد مفر مما كان مني ولا مفزعا أتوجه إليه في أمري غير قبولك عذري وإدخالك إياي في ساعة رحمتك اللهم فاقبل عذري وارحم شدة ضري وفكني من شد وثاقي يا رب ارحم ضعف بدني ورقة جلدي ودقة عزمي या मन बदअ खल्की व ज़िक्री व तरबियती व बिर्री व तग़ज़ियती हब्नी लिब्तिदाइ करमिक वसालिफ बिर्रिक बी या इलाही व सय्यदी व रब्बी अतुराक मुअज़्ज़िबी बिन नारिक बाद तौहीदिक व बाद मन तबा अलैहि क़ल्बी मिन मारिफतिक व लहज बिही लिसानी मिन ज़िक्रिक व तक़दहु ज़मीरी मिन हुब्बिक व बाद सिद्क़ि मिन तराफ़ी व दुआई ख़ाज़ियन लिरुबूबियतिक हैहात अंत अक्रमु मिन अन तुज़य्यम मन रब्बैतहु औ तुबाइल मन अज़नैतहु औ तुशर्रिद मन आवैतहु औ तुसल्लिम इलल बलाइ मन कफ़ैतहु व रहिमतहु वलैत शेरी या सय्यदी व इलाही व मौलाय अतुसल्लितन नार अला वजूहिन खर्रत लिअज़मतिक साजिदतन व अला अलसुनिन नतक़त बितौहीदिक सादिक़तन व बिशुक्रिक माज़िहतन व अला क़ुलूबिन तरफ़त बि इलाहियतिक मुहक़्क़िक़तन व अला ज़माइर हवत मिनल इल्मि बिक हत्ता सारत ख़ाशियतन वला जवारिहा सात इला औतान तअब्बुदिक तायतन व अशारत बिस्तिग़फ़ारिक मुज़इनतन मा हाकक ज़न्नु बिक वला उख़बिरना बिफ़ज़लिक अन्क या करीम या रब अंत तअलमु ज़ाफ़ियन क़लील मिन बलाइ दुनिया व उक़ूबातिहा व मा यजरी फ़ीहा मिनल मकारिहि अला अहलिहा अला अन्न ज़ालिक बलाउन व मकरूह क़लीलुन मक़सूहु यसीरुन बक़ाहु क़सीरुन मुद्दतहु फ़कैफ़ इह्तिमाली लिल बलाइल आख़िरत व जलील वक़ूइल मकारिहि फ़ीहा व हुवा बलाउन ततूलु मुद्दतहु व यदूमु मक़ामुहु व ला युख़फ़फ़ु अन अहलिहि लिअन्नहु ला यकूनु इल्ला अन ग़ज़बिक व इंतिक़ामिक व सख़तिक व हाज़ा मा ला तक़ूमु लहुस्समावातु वल अर्ज़ या सय्यदी फ़कैफ़ ली व अना अब्दुक अज़्ज़ईफ़ अज़्ज़लीलुल हक़ीरुल मिस्कीनुल मुस्तकीम या इलाही व रब्बी व सय्यदी व मौलाय लिअय्यिल उमूरि इलैका अश्कू व लिमा मिन्हा ज़िज्जु व अब्की लिअलीमिल अज़ाबि व शिद्दतिहि अम लितूलिल बलाइ व मुद्दतिहि फ़लइन सय्यरतनी फ़िल उक़ूबाति मअ अअदाइक व जमअत बैनी व बैन अहलि बलाइक व फ़र्रक़त बैनी व बैन अहिब्बाइक व औलियाइक फ़हब्नी या इलाही व सय्यदी व मौलाय व रब्बी सबरतु अला अज़ाबिक फ़कैफ़ अस्बिरु अला फ़िराक़िक फ़हब्नी सबरतु अला हर्रि नारिक फ़कैफ़ अस्बिरु अनिन नज़रि इला करामतिक अम कैफ़ अस्कुनुहु फ़िन नारि व रजाई अफ़्वुक फ़बिइज़्ज़तिक या सय्यदी व मौलाय उक़सिमु सादिक़न लइन तरक्तनी नातिक़न लाज़िज्जन्न इलैक बैन अहलिहा ज़जीजल आमिलीन वला अस्रुखन्न इलैक सुराखल मुस्तस्रिक़ीन वला अब्कियन्न इलैक बुकाअल फ़ाक़िदीन वला उनादियन्नक ऐन कुन्त या वलियल मोमिनीन या गायत आमालिल आरिफ़ीन या ग़ियासल मुस्तग़ीसीन या हबीब क़ुलूबिस सादिक़ीन व या इलाहल आलमीन अफ़तुराक सुब्हानक या इलाही व बिहम्दिक तस्मउ फ़ीहा सौत अब्दिन मुस्लिमिन सुजना फ़ीहा बिमुख़ालफ़तिही व ज़ाक़ा ताअम अज़ाबिहा बिमअसियतिही व हुबिस बैन अत्बाक़िहा बिजुर्मिही व जरीरतिही व हुवा यज़िज्जु इलैक ज़जीज मुअम्मलिन लिरहमतिक व युनादीक बिलिसान अहले तौहीदिक व यतवस्सलु इलैक बिरुबूबियतिक या मौलाय फ़कैफ़ यब्क़ा फ़िल अज़ाब व हुवा यरजू मा सलफ़ मिन हिल्मिक व राफ़तिक व रहमतिक अम कैफ़ तुअलिमुहु अन्नार व हुवा यामुलु फ़ज़लक व रहमतिक अम कैफ़ युहरिकुहु लहीबुहा व अंत तस्मउ सौतहु व तरा मकानहु अम कैफ़ यश्तमिलु अलैहि ज़फ़ीरुहा व अंत तालमु ज़अफ़हु अम कैफ़ यतकल्कलु बैन अत्बाक़िहा व अंत तालमु सिद्क़हु अम कैफ़ तज़जुरुहु ज़बानियतुहा व हुवा युनादीक या रब्बहु अम कैफ़ यरजू फ़ज़लक फ़ी इत्क़िही मिन्हा फ़तत्रुकुहु फ़ीहा हैहात मा ज़ालिक ज़न्नु बिक वलल मारूफ़ु मिन फ़ज़लिक वला मुश्बिहुन लिमा अमलतु बिहिल मुवहिदीन من برك وإحسانك فباليقين أقطع لولا ما حكمت به من تعذيب جاهديك وقضيت به من إخلاص معانديك لجلت النار كلها بردا وسلاما وما كان لأحد فيها مقرا ولا مقاما لكنك تقدست أسماؤك أقسمت أن تملها من الكافرين من الجنة والناس أجمعين وأن تقلد فيها المعاندين وأن تجلى ثناؤك قلت مبتدئا وتطولت بالإنعام متكرما أفمن كان مؤمنا كمن كان فاسقا لا يستوون إلهي وسيدي فأسألك بالقدرة التي قدرتها وبالقضية التي حكمتها وحكمتها وغلبت من عليه أجريتها أن تهب لي في هذه الليلة وفي هذه الساعة كل جرم أجرمته وكل ذنب أذنبته وكل قبيح أسررته وكل جهل عملته كتمته أو أعلنته أخفيته أو أظهرته وكل سيئة أمرت بإثباتها الكرام الكاتبين الذين وكلتهم بحفظ ما يكون مني وجعلتهم شهودا علي مع جواره وكنت أنت الرقيب علي من ورائهم وشاهد لما خفي عنهم وبرحمتك أخفيته وبفضلك سترته وأن توفر هدي من كل خير أنزلته أو إحسان فضلته أو بر نشرته أو رزق بسطته أو ذنب تغفره أو خطأ تستره يا ربي يا ربي يا رب يا ربي يا ربي يا رب يا ربي يا ربي يا رب يا إلهي وسيدي ومولاي ومالك رزقي يا من بيده ناصيتي يا عليما بضري ومسكنتي يا خبيرا بفقري وفاقتي يا ربي يا ربي يا رب يا ربي يا ربي يا رب يا ربي يا ربي يا رب أسألك بحقك وقدسك وأعظم صفاتك وأسمائك أن تجعل أوقاتي في الليل والنهار بذكرك مأمورة وبخدمتك موصولة وأعمالي عندك مقبولة حتى تكون أعمالي وأورادي كلها وردا واحدا وحالي في خدمتك سرمدا يا سيدي يا من عليه مولي يا من إليه شكوت أحوالي يا ربي يا ربي يا رب يا ربي يا ربي يا ربي يا ربي قوي على خدمتك جواره واشدد على العزيمة جوانه وهب لي الجد في خشيتك والدوام في الاتصال بخدمتك حتى أسرع إليك في ميادين السابقين وأسرع إليك في المبادرين وأشتاق إلى قربك في المشتاقين وأدعو منك ذنوب المخلصين وأخافك مخافة الموقنين وأجتمع في جوارك مع المؤمنين اللهم ومن أرادني بالسوء فأرده ومن كادني فقده واجعلني من أحسن عبيدك نصيبا عندك وأقربهم منزلة منك وأخصهم زلفة لديك فإنه لا ينال ذلك إلا بفضلك وجد لي بجودك واعطف علي بمجدك واحفظني برحمتك واجعل لساني بذكرك لهجا وقلبي بحبك متيما ومن علي بحسن إجابتك وكلني أسرتي واغفر لي زلتي فإنك قضيت إلى عبادك بعبادتك وأمرتهم بدعائك وضمنت لهم الإجابة فإليك يا ربي نصبت وجهي وإليك يا ربي مددت يدي فبعزتك استجب لي دعائي وبلغني مناي ولا تقطع من فضلك رجائي واكفني شر الجن والإنس من أعدائي يا سريع الرضا اغفر لمن لا يملك إلا الدعاء فإنك فعال لما تشاء يا من اسمه دواء وذكره الشفاء وطاعته غنى ارحم من راس ماله الرجاء وسلاه البكاء يا سابق النعم يا دافع النقم يا نور المستوحشين في الظلم يا عالم لا يعلم صل على محمد وآل محمد وافعل بما أنت أهله وصلى الله على رسوله والأئمة الميامين من آله وسلم تسليما كثيرا.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, to send sawab for all the marhumin of the sponsor, inshallah, and also one of the brothers sick in the hospital, and I just heard about him, inshallah, to recover him and also to answer our hajat by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We recite 5 times this ayah sharifa. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Amma yujibu al-mutarra idha da'a wa yakshifu as-su'. 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 Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله آل الله سيما بقية الله. There's one important ahkam that we have to talk about it because inshallah next week we come across with a lot of questions, right? Monday possibly is the first day of the month of Ramadan or maybe it's not. So this day is called Yawm Shak. Yawm Shak is the day that you are not sure that that day is the first day of the month of Ramadan or the last day of the month of Sha'ban. So there are something that you can do it. Number one, is it wajib to fast on that day or no? Who's going to answer this question?
That's a very critical answer.
No. The question is it wajib to fast on that day or no?
No.
It's not wajib. So basically, it's not wajib. Even if you don't fast, it's not a problem. Number two, if I fast, what is the niyat for that day? So I can have 3 niyats. The first niyat, I can fast with the niyat of the last day of the month of Sha'ban. Right? So, Ya Allah, today I don't have to fast, but I'm fasting with the niyat of the last day of the month of Sha'ban. Later, if I find out that that day was not the last day of the month of Sha'ban, that was the month of Ramadan, is that day that I fasted enough for the first day of the month of Ramadan or no? Or I have to fast another day?
No, it is enough. You have to fast everything. It's enough.
Yes. Brother Naqvi said the right answer.
Yes.
That day, even my niyat was for the last day of the month of Sha'ban, right? But later I found out that no, that day was the first day of the month of Ramadan. So that will be considered my first day of the month of Ramadan and I don't have to do qada. There is another possibility. So you can do another niyat. Ya Allah, if that day is the first day of the month of Ramadan, you count it as the first day of the month of Ramadan. If that is the last day of the month of Sha'ban, you count it as the last day of the month of Sha'ban. Later, I find out that that day that I fasted was the first of the month of Ramadan. What will happen? Is it enough for my Ramadan or no?
I think it's enough.
Very tricky.
Repeat, Maulana.
So basically, today's Monday, for example, I'm talking about Monday, right? I'm not sure if it's the last day of the month of Sha'ban or the first day of the month of Ramadan, right? I say, Allah, If it is the last day of the month of Sha'ban, count it as a month of Sha'ban. If it is the first day of the month of Ramadan, count it as the first day of the month of Ramadan. Right? And I fasted. On Tuesday, I will find out that no, yesterday was the first day of the month of Ramadan. The fast that I did, is it enough or no?
No. Yes, enough.
MashaAllah is enough. So, Ayatollah Musahan says, inshallah, is enough. Okay.
Enough.
So, the third question. Is,
Would that be considered like, let's say, it's not the first of Ramadan? Would that be counted for Qaza?
Qaza.
yeah. If you have actually qaza, of course, you can never do mustahab. So, if I have qaza, it's completely clear that I can never do mustahab. So, I have to do always the niyyat qaza. So, that is about the qaza. The third possibility is this, that I fast, I'm not sure that this is the first day of the month of Ramadan or the month of Sha'ban. I say, you know what, whatever it is, I'm gonna do it as the first day of the month of Ramadan. And I fast. What will happen? Is it accepted as the first month of Ramadan or the last day of Sha'ban or Qaza or no?
It is not considered as the first day of Ramadan.
What about the Sha'ban? Can we consider
Can
that?
be considered Shaban or Qaza can be okay.
Are you sure?
That's what I think.
Okay. So the answer is this, that if I do with the niyyat of the first day of the month of Ramadan, while it's not, I'm not sure, right? It's not going to be counted as the first day of the month of Ramadan, and also it's not going to be counted as a qaza or the last day of the month of Sha'ban. So the best thing is what? I do the niyyat of qaza, if I have qaza, or the last day of the month of Sha'ban. If it is the month of Ramadan, it will be counted as the first day of the month of Ramadan. If not, then it will be considered as a qaza or the last day of the month of Sha'ban. I have a question. Today is Yawm Shak, right? Tonight I'm going to ask you some questions because we're going to come across with these questions next week, inshallah. So today is Yawm Shak. And I'm not sure that is first day of the month or the last day of the month, on the month of Sha'ban. So what I do, I still do fast, right? With the niyat of Sha'ban, right? But after Zawal, you know what the Zawal means? Zawal means after Zohar, right? I find out that that day is Ramadan, the same day. After Zawal, I find out. What should I do? Can I turn my niyat to the first day of the month of Ramadan or not?
Yes.
Before Zohar you can do.
It's like it's
Okay.
a trick. It's a trick.
Very important question. So the other cases I said is okay, but this is not okay. This is the only one. If I find out before Zawal, like 11:30, 11:45, it's okay. I can turn my niyat from mustahab to wajib. But if I stay with that and I find out on Tuesday, is still fine. It will be considered the first day. But in the same day, while I'm fasting, I cannot turn my niyat to the wajib, right? So I can still do it, I can still fast with the niyat of the first day of the month of Ramadan, but this day must be made up. So I have to make up this day. So this day we have to do qada of this day, okay? This kind of, that you find out after Zawal.
Thank
Okay.
you very much.
It's very important, inshallah, ahkam that we will come across with it. And the niyat of the month of Ramadan, like first, when you do the niyat, you don't have to specify the niyat. Just okay, every day you wake up, I do the niyat. Once you're in your heart, you say, inshallah, tomorrow I will fast, that's enough, inshallah, okay? So this is about the month of Sha'ban and the month of Ramadan.
Or you can, beginning the month, you have niyyat that doing all. That's enough, right?
Yes, no problems. But if you break during the month and you don't, then you have to do religious, because you didn't go all days of the month of Ramadan.
Maulana,
Yes, Arjan.
when when you say break, you break due to travel for
Right.
morning, you travel and you come back. So is it a break?
No. If you travel in the morning and come back before Zawal,
After
you
Zawal, you come back.
after Zawal you come back, your roza is batal. Then the day, for the day after, you do another niyyah. Yes. Yes. So we started a very important khutbah of Imam Ali alayhi salam last week. Anyone remembers what was it about?
But yaqeen, sabr, yaqeen.
Yes. So Iman had four meanings, right? Number one was sabr, number two was yaqeen, number three is adl, number four is jihad. Do you remember about the sabr? That what was sabr? Sabr itself is divided into the four parts. Number one, ala shawq, excitement, right? Number two, shafaq, fear. Number three, zuhud, precaution. Number four, taraqqub, intizar, right? And then Imam alayhi salatu wasalam says, فَمَنِ اشْتَاقَ إِلَى الْجَنَّةِ سَلَى عَنِ الشَّهَوَاتِ. Whoever is interested to go to the Jannah, he must manage his evil desires. Number two, وَمَنْ أَشْفَقَ مِنَ النَّارِ اجْتَنَبَ الْمُحَرَّمَاتِ. Whoever has fear from Jahannam, he should stay away from what? From Muharramat. Number three, وَمَنْ زَهَدَ فِي الدُّنْيَا اسْتَهَانَ بِالْمُصِيبَاتِ. Whoever takes precaution, the path of precaution in dunya, life will become easy for him. So he is not feeling any danger because he's taking care of everything. He's taking precaution on every step of his life, right? And number four, وَمَنِ ارْتَقَبَ الْمَوْتِ سَارَعَ فِي الْخَيْرَاتِ. Whoever is really want to meet the death nicely, what should he do? He should try his best to offer good deeds, and he must be the first to offer the good deeds. We also talk about the yaqeen, and yaqeen had also minha ala arba'a shu'ab, four branches. Number one, we already talked about it, so that's why I'm just going to repeat that. And Imam alayhi salatu wasalam says, ala taqsiratil fitna. The fitna, or the ta. Imam alayhi salatu wasalam says, the true wisdom, awareness. That's the meaning of yaqeen. You cannot go to the yaqeen without good awareness. Number two, wata'awwul al-hikmah, receiving everything with wisdom. So if someone tells you something, do not just say, okay, inshallah, it's fine. No. Use your wisdom, your aql, your intellect, and then accept it. Don't just say, everyone, a lot of people at the time of Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam, they were deceived by Ibn Ziyad, right? Because the people did not think. The people did not think that our Imam is that. So that because their receiving was a receive it, also you be a good receiver. Then Imam alayhi salatu wasalam says, وَمَوْعِظَةِ الْعِبْرَةِ. You need to listen from the past, to learn lesson from the past, right? Just like those people, what happened to them in the past, you can take a lesson from them, and you should not be among those people who were deceived. And you should be among those people who were victorious. So this is about the last week. And now tonight I'm going to talk about the third part of the Iman, that is Adl. So Maulana Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam says, وَالْعَدْلُ مِنْهَا. Beautiful. Look at the Imam alayhi salatu wasalam, how beautifully Imam describes Iman, and then at the end he describes the kufr. What is the kufr? What is the Iman? Now we understood that the Iman is sabr and yaqeen, and the dimensions of the sabr and yaqeen were described, right? Now we are talking about what? Adl. Because without adl, you cannot become a mu'min. What is adl? What is justice? That adl is so important that without the adl, even you cannot be called mu'min. So without adl, you cannot go to Jannat. Without adl, you cannot be the true follower of Islam and the Imam. Without adl, your Iman is rejected. Right? So it's important. Adl as four branches, four kinds. Number one, على غائص الفهم. Deep understanding. So if someone comes to you, don't just judge right away. Especially when a husband and wife they have a problem, the girl go to her father and the boy go to his father, and the father starts cursing the girl, and the father of this. That's not good. Deep understanding. That's why we have a saying. This is judge between husband and wife is only Allah. You don't know what's going on in your house. You were not there. I was not there. I cannot make judge. You cannot make judge. So only Allah can make that judgment. So that deep understanding is so important. When you want to become adil, you have to look at the deep and you have to look at the matter with deep understanding. Let me give you an example for this. Ayat al-Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, الَّذِينَ يَذْكُرُونَ اللَّهَ قِيَامًا وَقُعُودًا وَعَلَى جُنُوبِهِمْ وَيَتَفَكَّرُونَ فِي خَلْقِ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. Tafakkur. Without tafakkur, we can never become a Muslim. This is very important because if you are a Muslim verbally, that's not a real Islam. But if you become a Muslim with tafakkur, with understanding what is Islam, how can I answer these questions, what is the benefit of Islam to my life and to the life after death, and what will happen if I become Muslim, what will happen if I apply the law of Islam in my life, what will happen, these things all need tafakkur. Imagine very important lessons we have in the history of Islam. Look at those people that actually they left Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam alone. So 120,000 people were present at the day of Ghadir, right? And they would actually show their allegiance and their bay'at to Amir al-Mu'minin alayhi salam. But why did they leave him alone after passing the Prophet? What was the reason? Because they did not understand the matter deeply. Because right after, one of those people came, Hasbuna kitab Allah. We look at the Quran. What does Quran say? Quran says, wa amruhum shura bainahum. You have to make, a gathering and make a decision and find the successor after Rasulullah. And that's why they pick the one that they want. So those people did not think that, okay, who was Rasulullah? Rasulullah was the one that he was the receiver of the message of Allah. So he was Quran and Atiq. Rasulullah, whatever we were saying, ما ينطق عن الهوى إن هو إلا وحي يوحى, right? So Rasulullah is Quran and Atiq. When Rasulullah said that Amir al-Mu'minin alayhi salatu wasalam is the master after I die, then what should I do? I have to listen to him because he is Quran and Atiq, right? But those people were deceived. You know what? Yeah, you're right. Rasulullah already passed away, so why should we listen to him? Hasbuna kitab Allah, let's open the Quran. But they forgot this, that Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam was appointed by who? By Allah, not by Rasulullah. Because whatever Rasulullah says, it is not from himself, it is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's why they were deceived. Why? Because they didn't have deep understanding about the character of Rasulullah. When you know Rasulullah very well, then you listen to him. But when you do not know Rasulullah deeply, your information is not enough about him, then at some points, that's why Hazrat Zahra salamullahi alayha in khutbah fadakiyya, she said, Akafartum ba'da imanikum? You become kafir after the iman. So you have the iman to the Prophet, but now you do not even have the iman to the Prophet. Why? Because they did. The people, even at our time, right? They are not connected to Imam Zaman alayhi salatu wasalam. They have fear of everything. They have fear of sin, committing sin. You know what? I might commit sin. Why? Because their iman is weak. If the iman is weak, they can be deceived. They are not sure. You know what? I am not doing this because probably I'm gonna be no. Who knows? If you have a good iman to the imam, if you prison your imam in your life, you can never ever get close to the sin. You not even think about it because you have a deal with who? With the imam. You see imam present in your life. So it depends. How is our understanding? So someone, one of those people actually, Sayyid Abdul Karim, he had a connection with Imam Zaman alayhi salam. Only few people knew it. So after he died, those ulama, those scholars who were in touch with him, so they told this story to the people. That Sayyid Abdul Karim, Kafash, he was Kafash, you know, he was actually fixing the shoes. So he was a kind of person that he had an honor of visiting Imam Zaman alayhi salam. So one day, Imam Zaman alayhi salatu wasalam told him, listen, you're definitely going to Jannat. Inshallah, you're going to Jannat. And he said, I have a question. Are you going to be in the same place that I am going to be? Imam alayhi salam says, no, because the level of Imam is different than regular people, right? Then he said, I don't want to go Jannat. Why? Because he had high understanding about the Imam, right? So one of his friends would know that he had a connection with Imam Zaman alayhi salatu wasalam. He was trying to find out that what is the reason? What is the reason that why does Imam love him? So one day he was sitting there with him and see what he's doing. He was just doing kafash and he was selling shoes, fixing the shoes. Somebody came and was trying to sell something. For example, it was $10, right? The original price was $15. And you know how the people are when you want to sell something, they're not going to pay you the original price. So they pay what, like $5, $6, because they want to get everything for themselves. So that old lady came and said, you know what, Sayyid Abdul Karim, this is actually something that I'm going to sell. But wherever I go, they're not going to buy it from me, not more than, for example, 7 or 8. Sayyid Abdul Karim looks at this, he give her 15. No, if you give me $10, I'm happy. Then Sayyid Abdul Karim says, no, it's not $10. The price of this is what? $15. And then that time he understood that, okay, look at this adil, look at his justice. That's why Imam goes to him. So basically, Imam looks at our lifestyles, like how are we living? And the question is, can I see the Imam? You can see the Imam, but you don't have to see the Imam. You can invite Imam to your life without even meeting him. You don't have to meet Imam personally, right? But you can invite him to your life by what? By being adil, by being a just person. When we talk, we have to be careful. When we spend, we have to be careful. When we make money, we have to be careful. When we deal with people, we have to be careful. Anything, if we take that moderation and we are actually a just person in our life, then Imam himself will come to your life. And you don't have to see the Imam. And seeing Imam is nothing like big deal, but Imam, when he comes to your life, you will see changes in your life. So here, Imam alayhi salatu wasalam says, ala gha'is al-fahm, that deep understanding makes you adil. Number 2, wa ghawr al-ilm. Ghawr al-ilm is the knowledge that guides you to the truth, to the reality. A lot of people have ilm now, but they are not with the Imam. They are even against the Imam. Very, very important message. Quran clearly talks to us. Ahlul Bayt alayhi salawatullah clearly talk to us. We just need to use our aql. I was actually talking with somebody and he told me, how come you consider Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam as the first Khalifa while we say he's not? What is your proof? It's very simple. The answer is very simple. You just need to open your eyes. Who is the most knowledgeable person around Rasulullah? Just go Google it. Go Sahih Bukhari, Sahih Muslim, anything that you're looking around, find who is the most knowledgeable person. You will not get the answer except this, that the most knowledgeable person around Rasulullah was Imam Ali alayhi salam. Why? Because Imam alayhi salatu wasalam would spend his entire life with Rasulullah. From the time that he was born, he was with Rasulullah. And the time that Rasulullah passed away, his head was on the knee of Imam Ali alayhi salam. And the Quran says, هل يستوي الذين يعلمون والذين لا يعلمون. So those who are knowledgeable are superior than those who are not knowledgeable. So the knowledge gives you elevation. It elevates your level in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But this knowledge without piety is nothing. Now my second question for you. Who is the most pious around Rasulullah? Please. If you don't tell me, I tell you. That any other companions of Rasulullah, when they would convert to Islam, they were the worshipper of stone idols for many, many years. The only one who would never ever worship idol was Imam Ali alayhi salam. And that's why you call him Karramallah wajha. That means his face would never touch any idols. So Quran says what? Inna akramakum indallahi atqakum. That's it. Very simple. For these two reasons that is accepted in the Quran, Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam is the master after passing Rasulullah. But these things is what? That knowledge that Imam alayhi salatu wasalam is talking about, that guides you to the right path, that knowledge needs what? Wisdom. You need to learn everything deeply. If you don't go deeply to the Quran and the Hadith, then you can never go to the right path. When you say Ya Ali or Ya Hussein, what is the Quranic words behind this? What does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talk about this? Right? So you can never call someone mushrik by just saying Ya Ali, Ya Hussein, or going to the ziyarah. So what is the problem? The problem is this, that they don't dig the knowledge, and they don't understand the knowledge, just like the knowledge of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salawatullah that they told us. So this is the ahkam that I just told you about the month of Ramadan. So if you do the niyyat that today is the first day of the month of Ramadan, while you're not sure about it, that will not be counted as the first day of the month of Ramadan, and that will not be counted as a qaza or the last day of the month of Sha'ban. And logically it's acceptable, because when you're not sure about something, that's not going to be accepted, right? For example, I pay the bill that I don't have to pay. I don't have to pay, right? I pay somebody else's bill. The money is out of my account. I sign, that's it, it's gone. But is it going back to my account? No. So you know what? You paid. So this Imam alayhi salatu wasalam says, then you need a knowledge that guide you to what? To the right path, not every knowledge. So this is number 2. And then Imam alayhi salatu wasalam says, when you have understanding about a matter or something, and then that understanding is mixed with the knowledge that guides you to the right path. These two things are mixed, right? But these two things without hilm is nothing. What is hilm? Hilm is the power to manage yourself. When I get frustrated, am I able to manage myself or not? When I come across with committing sin, can I manage my desire or not? When I am coming across with the ghibat, can I say to the person, my friend, don't do ghibat with me. I'm not going to listen. Khuda Hafiz. Can I do that or no? When I am between to make a decision to sleep or to go to masjid, Shaitan keeps saying, you're tired, you're tired, you're tired. But Allah says, no, go. Allah says, I give you energy, inshallah. It's all. So now that hilm is important. So imagine the hilm is something that we have the power to react, but we don't. For example, if someone curses you, you can curse him back. If someone pushes you, you can push him back. If someone mistreats you, you can treat him back, right? But the Islam, the religion of hilm, the religion of wisdom says no. Never answer the same to the ignorance. وَإِذَا خَاطَبَهُمُ الْجَاهِلُونَ قَالُوا سَلَامًا. That person is jahil. That person is full of ignorance. So he comes, yells, screams, curse. But you should have the wisdom. No, I'm not supposed to say anything. Let the people judge me. Who cares about the people? I want to deal with my Lord, with Allah. So this is the hilm. Someone came to Medina from Sham. So he came, what Muawiyah was doing? Muawiyah was starting to put the hatred of Amir al-Mu'mineen in the heart of people from even childhood. From childhood. How come? So for example, 7, 8 years old boy, right? He would love to have a baby, for example, animal, maybe sheep or something, goat or sheep or cow. So Muawiyah would give them, not the Muawiyah himself directly, the soldiers would give this child that baby cow, that baby sheep, that baby goat. Here you go. Who gave me this? I love this. I want to play with it. Muawiyah ibn Abi Sufyan gave this to you. And then he would ask those soldiers to steal from those kids. And then the kids were crying, Dad, Mom, what happened to my baby cow, this and that. Who did that? Then they would say, you know what? Ali alayhi salam, you were sleeping last night. Ali came, billah, and stole it from you. Now take it back. Muawiyah is going to give it back to you. So this child, from even childhood, he would start thinking negatively about Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam. So that person came from Sham just to kill Ali alayhi salam, because he would learn that, okay, if you kill Ali alayhi salam, you go to Jannah. Muawiyah, every time he was on his speeches, he was talking against Amir al-Mu'mineen. Amir al-Mu'mineen would come across with him. And Ali alayhi salam knows how. So, why are you here? You're new in this place. He said, yeah, I'm from Sham. Where's the address of Ali alayhi salam? He said, you know what? Imam alayhi salam knows that he's for like, okay, you want to meet Ali, but let me take you home a couple nights. You take a break. I take care of you, give you some food, shelter, sleep in my house, and then I give you the address. So when Imam alayhi salatu wasalam would treat him nicely, beautifully, with food, with actually drink, everything, Imam asked him, what's the reason of your coming? Like, why are you here? You know what? Now I trust you because you're a nice person. Honestly, I'm here to kill Ali. Imam still says nothing. Imam alayhi salatu wasalam introduces himself with what? With good deeds, not by just saying. So the third night, he says, thank you so much. Now, can you tell me where is Ali's address? Because I'm here to kill him. Imam alayhi salatu wasalam says, Ana Ali ibn Abi Talib. Then he starts crying. He said, I was here to kill you, but now I'm leaving Medina while I'm your friend. So this is the power of akhlaq. So Imam would be able to show reaction right away, and Imam would even be able to put him on jail or kill him or hit him or anything, right? But Imam would teach him with his good mannerism. With a good mannerism, Imam would turn an enemy to a friend. That's what happened. So that hilm, Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam says, when you have high level of understanding and the knowledge, that knowledge guides you to the right path, with hilm, these two things are mixed with the hilm, then Imam alayhi salatu wasalam says, وَزُهْرَةِ الْحُكُمِ. Then that time you can make a good judgment. That time you can judge people nicely. When you have deep information and you have the good knowledge that guides you to the right path, and then that knowledge and that deep high level of understanding are mixed with hilm, with patience, then that time with that power of patience, you will be able to judge. That is the meaning of adil. Look at the Imam alayhi salatu wasalam, how beautifully he describes the meaning of adil for me. Then Imam alayhi salatu wasalam says, وَمَنْ عَلِمَ غَوْرَ الْعِلْمِ صَدَرَ عَنْ شَرَائِلِ. Okay, فَمَنْ فَهِمَ عَلِمَ غَوْرَ الْعِلْمِ. So whoever has understanding, binish, awareness, high level of understanding, that person will go to the knowledge. وَمَنْ عَلِمَ غَوْرَ الْعِلْمِ صَدَرَ عَنْ شَرَائِعِ الْحِلْمِ. Whoever has the knowledge, he will find the paths of what? Of patience, of hilm. وَمَنْ حَلُمَ. And then when you become halim, what will happen? وَمَنْ حَلُمَ لَمْ يُفَرِّطْ فِي أَمْرِهِ. Ifrat. He does not do too much in his life, right? If you have actually hilm, you will take that moderation in your life, and what will happen? وَعَاشَ فِي النَّاسِ حَمِيدًا. And you will live with people nicely, Hamid. So this is beautiful advice of Amir al-Mu'minin alayhi salatu wasalam. And tomorrow, inshallah, we will talk about the last part of the Iman, which is about the Jihad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad.
What is the fourth one on this?
Yes, the fourth one is okay. So number one was Gha'is al-Fahm, understanding. Number two, Ghawr al-Ilm, the ilm that takes you to the right path. وَزُهْرَةِ الْحُكُمِ, judgment, the right judgment. وَرَسَاخَةِ الْحِلْمِ, and then rasakhat, like insisting on patience, having patience. So the other one was the hukum, the judgment, inshallah. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد اللهم عجل لوليك الفرج اللهم اقض حوائجنا الشرعية جزئية وكلية دنيوية وأخروية ظاهرية وباطنية بحق محمد وآله خير البرية اجمعا صلوات.
اللهم صل على محمد.
Assalamu alaikum ya Abdullah. Assalamu alaikum ibn Rasulullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum ya waris Adam Safatullah. Assalamu alaikum ya waris Nuh Nabi Allah. Assalamu alaikum ya waris Ibrahim Khalilullah. السلام عليك يا وارث موسى كليم الله. السلام عليك يا وارث عيسى روح الله. السلام عليك يا وارث محمد حبيب الله. السلام عليك يا وارث أمير المؤمنين ولي الله. السلام عليك يا ابن محمد المصطفى. السلام عليك يا ابن علي المرتضى. السلام عليك يا ابن فاطمة الزهراء. السلام عليك يا ابن خديجة الكبرى. السلام عليك يا ثار الله وابن الصالح والبتر الموتور. أشهد أنك قد أقمت الصلاة وأتيت الزكاة وأمرت بالمعروف ونهيت عن المنكر وأطعت الله ورسوله حتى تعق اليقين. فلعن الله أمة قتلتك ولعن الله أمة ظلمتك ولعن الله أمة سمعت بذلك فرزيت به. يا مولاي يا أبا عبد الله أشهد أنك كنت نورا في الأصلاب الشامخة والأرحام المطهرة. لم تنجسك الجاهلية بأنجاسها ولم تلبسك من مدلهمات ثيابها. وأشهد أنك من دائم الدين وأركان المؤمنين. وأشهد أنك الإمام البر التقي الرزي الزكي الهادي المهدي. وأشهد أن الأئمة من ولدك كلمة التقوى وألام الهدى والقربة الوثقى والحجة على أهل الدنيا. وأشهد الله وملائكته وأنبياءه ورسله أني بكم مؤمن وبيا بكم موقن بشراع ديني وخواتيم أمري وقلبي لقلبكم سلم وأمري لأمركم متبع. صلوات الله عليكم وعلى أرواحكم وعلى أجسادكم ولا أجسامكم ولا شاهدكم ولا غائبكم ولا ظاهركم ولا باطنكم. السلام عليك يا ابن رسول الله. السلام عليك يا ابن نبي الله. السلام عليك يا ابن أمير المؤمنين. السلام عليك يا ابن الحسين الشهيد. السلام عليك أيها الشهيد وابن الشهيد. السلام عليك أيها المظلوم وابن المظلوم. لعن الله أمة قتلتك ولعن الله أمة ظلمتك ولعن الله أمة سمعت بذلك فرزيت به. السلام عليكم يا أولياء الله وحباءه. السلام عليكم يا أصفياء الله ووداءه. السلام عليكم يا أنصار دين الله. السلام عليكم يا أنصار رسول الله. السلام عليكم يا أنصار أمير المؤمنين. السلام عليكم يا أنصار فاطمة الزهراء سيدة النساء العالمين. السلام عليكم يا أنصار أبي محمد الحسن بن علي زكي الناصر الأمين. السلام عليكم يا أنصار أبي عبد الله بأبي أنتم وأمي طبتم وطابت الأرض التي فيها دفنتم وفزتم فوزا عظيما. فيا ليتني كنت معكم فأفوز معكم. السلام عليك يا أبا الفضل عباس بن أمير المؤمنين والقاسم بن حسن والمسلم بن نكيل والحاني بن عروة وحبيب بن مزاحم والحر الشهيد الرياحي. السلام عليكم جميعا شهداء كربلاء ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا غريب الغرباء. السلام عليك يا معين الضعفاء والفقراء. السلام عليك شمس الشموس ونيس النفوس أيها المدفون بأرض توس. السلام عليك يا علي بن موسى الرضا رازي بالقدر وقضاء ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا مولانا يا صاحب العصر والزمان الأمان الأمان الأمان. السلام عليك يا خليفة الرحمن. السلام عليك يا مظهر الإيمان. السلام عليك يا